Hello, everybody. Welcome one, welcome all, and welcome back to the Bleav in Iowa State podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Carter.
And I'm your host, Cody Vanciello.
Cody, man, what a win yesterday. The Cyclones are victorious once again in a dominant effort, 55-7. I got to ask you, man, what are your thoughts?
This was exactly what I think the team needed. They just needed to really play this game and not have it go into a slugfest, because that's one of the things that I think coming into the game that was kind of like one of the concerns was that South Dakota was going to make you grind this game out more than you wanted to. So to see Iowa State win this game in dominating fashion and you come out relatively unscathed, really the only like thing like injury wise that you were worried about was Aiden Flora, but it looked like he just tweaked his hamstring, so he'll be all right. And you came a lot like this was basically I coined this by just randomly. I just called the South Dakota game a all you can eat feast for the tight ends, because those boys were just feasting all over that South Dakota
Mm-hmm.
defense. Whether it was Ben Bramer catching touchdowns on top of dudes' heads, or it was Gabe Burkle sneaking his way in the end zone, or even Tyler Moore with coming up with a couple of great catches. This was just a really good day for the tight ends.
Yeah, dude. I remember I went on the South Dakota show on Thursday, and I told them that the tight ends would be the difference in this game. Originally I picked a 31-14 game, and I think the I'll say that the play that changed the game was when they were driving again. Think about it. If they would have went and scored on that drive, making it 14-14, it's a whole different ball game, and you attack that whole thing differently. But JMO comes up with a huge pick, and that turned the fortune for the Cyclones.
Yeah, that pick right there, I think that certainly was going to be away from I was thinking momentum, because like early in that first quarter, it's kind of what I expected. South Dakota was going to come out and give us a punch, and I mean, yeah, they were keeping up right with us that first like couple drives. Things were a little tight in the first quarter, and then in that second quarter as well. And had South Dakota scored a touchdown there, make it 14-14, we'd be talking probably a different game, because now like you're seeing that South Dakota can really keep up with you, and they give themselves a shot to win. And the longer that a team like South Dakota stays like close to you, the more likely they are to have the confidence to win the game. So to see Iowa State really just put the hammer on South Dakota, and especially with that Jameson Patton pick and then the touchdown after, really showed that they did not they weren't joking with this game. And I mean, to win in that dominating fashion, something that I haven't seen we saw last year they beat up on Arkansas State. What was it, 52-7? But I think this team, I think they look even better than what we saw last year.
Bro, completely agree. It's just they are just locked in. Like we always say, hey, I'm locked in, man. No, they're locked in. This is a team on a mission. I remember them saying that they're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
These dogs are hungry. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can tell the hunger of this team, bro. And man, it makes you think about like this upcoming week for Iowa. You know, man, this is what this team is. This what this team looks like when they can really play their best ball. Um, Now this year we are we I wanted to tell you that we're gonna do just a little bit and incorporate some film into here. So we're gonna take a look at some key plays from earlier from the game yesterday. So I'm gonna share my screen and we are going to look at that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, you talk about the hunger as you're pulling that up. I think I saw a quote from Ben Bramer. They talked about in practice that in practice they don't practice until they get what they get done is right. They practice till what they get done like isn't wrong or something along those lines. Whereas like they practice still they don't get it wrong. It's not we don't practice till we get it right. It's we practice until we don't get it wrong. And I think I kind of like that mentality, because even with in such a great win, there are still things that that you certainly could work on. I mean, that first drive defensively was great. You did have a few like missed tackles like here and there, and I think I kind of like that for this team, because
Definitely.
they're still looking to improve, and I think that's one of the things that is the difference between this team and the team from 2021, where you had these expectations, and 2021 the team just wasn't prepared to live up to those expectations. And obviously, Matt Campbell and staff have learned from that, and the people who were on that 21
Right.
team are in the 25. And I think they're taking a new approach. They've learned from it, and I think that bodes well for their Iowa State for the foreseeable future in this season.
All right. Yes, Cody. Thank you for that insight. But we're gonna look at a few plays, and we got to talk about this one to start the game. So, credit to Thomas Orness for these condensed game videos. All credit to Tom Orness. Thank you guys. He does the Sound the Sirens podcast. So credit to him for this video. But we're gonna take a look at a few key plays in this game.
Last week was a wash in that rainy condition.
And Beck leads Carson Hansen and company out. The opening play is right down the middle. Going for the home run. It's Ascullen. Brett Ascullen is down inside the 10.
He were so close. He were so close as Skildson. But yeah. I mean, Cody, what are your thoughts on that, man? I believe it was a 66-yard pass downfield to start the game off.
This was a mirror image of North Dakota last year. First play of the game, you throw it deep. Obviously, North Dakota, you had Jalen Knoll, but that was in tight double coverage. This one, you throw perfect down to Brett Eskildson. Don't have to worry about the double coverage. And what's funny is you had Jalen Knoll and Jaden Higgins in the building, so I bet you Jalen Knoll was like, "Oh, I've seen this kind of play before." That's what I bet he was thinking, but it's crazy that. Yeah, and now we can put in the Dr. Doofenshmirtz meme of having two nickels. Anybody who watches Phineas and Ferb, if you know this meme.
Yeah, you're familiar. If you're a Phineas and Ferb fan, you know exactly what Cody is talking about. We're gonna go later on in this drive. It's the next play after this, so we're gonna watch this.
Lewis, number 2, with a saving tackle.
While you were saying this, it's kind of crazy that Eskildson went from 81 to 9, and if he puts on Jaden Higgins' number, and my buddy, I was at the game, and somebody had told me Jaden Higgins never left Iowa State. He just evolved into a new form and changed his name to Brett Eskildson.
He really did. And on this 3rd and goal, we score our first touchdown. Here we go.
Hansen, the lone setback, trips to the bottom of your screen. Looking to the corner, and it's the tight end, Bramer. Touchdown.
And just right there, man, you see Bramer and Rocco just continuing their chemistry ever since their freshman years together. So, man, it continues. Brent Bramer is showing why why they are one of the top tandems in college football.
Yeah. I mean, I was really excited to see what Bramer was going to do, because I believe he was out for majority of last season with injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah, he missed the whole season, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he did miss the whole season. I remember last year he was injured in week 5 in the Baylor game. He had a touchdown catch in that game. I believe it was after that he missed the rest of the year.
Yeah. So, I mean, getting this production here, and obviously Ben Bramer's expected to be one of the big breakouts for Iowa State in the receiving game. And basically, I would say Ben Bramer is the tight end. You can just also line up a wide receiver, because what's crazy is throughout this game, I literally got to see the tight ends line up as wide receivers. So I'm like, oh dear God. Imagine you get a 6'7" Ben Bramer just lined up a wide receiver. Dude's gonna look like Megatron, like prime Calvin Johnson.
Yeah, dude, it is a mismatch, man. You can line them up. It's just like having another wide receiver. I mean, it's unfair, dude. We'll look here on this play again. It's just they just keep abusing him.
I believe I want that guy.
I like him.
That was a miracle comeback by Rocco Beck.
Well, it's a play after this, but
Carson Hansen.
And I'll use you the way you need to be used.
On 2nd down, Beck's throw is beautiful.
Like,
only his guy could catch it.
Tyler Moore right there. Like, You cannot cover that. Like when you have all your tight ends who are all receiving threats, like what can you even do?
Yeah, and I mean, Tim Brandle put it perfectly. He put it in a spot where only Tyler Moore could get it. It was either only Tyler Moore's getting it or nobody's getting it. So to
Right.
put that ball in the right place, and we talk about that Rocco Beck. I mean, this stat line was unreal. When I saw this, I was like, that is unreal. What a day for Rocco Beck. He went what was it, 19 of 20 for 70 some yards and 2 touchdowns. So, and I think I don't remember who exactly put it, but that meant that he had the best completion percentage like in a single game. I don't remember who tweeted that, but I remember seeing
Yeah.
something. So that was
I
it was
want to
just
say Alex Gukin, but yeah,
yeah. That meant Rocco just had quite an efficient day.
he sure did, man. It was beautiful to see.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here, yeah, we're just going.
And this is another play right here. I believe, and you know what play I'm talking about. This is one. Just there's certain plays that we're gonna do, and then we'll get off of the game. But there's just a few plays I wanted to point out. But this catch right here is
This
insane.
was the longest reception he's made in his career.
He can really trust these guys, knowing where they're going to be instead of third and short opportunities like this. And remember, his legs are alive.
5 wideouts, empty backfield. And this time a rollout. And he gets it.
I mean, that's just
tight end.
that's unreal, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean this great poise from both Rocco and the receivers, just the way that obviously Rocco rolls out, and I mean he's still looking, and I mean credit for tight end still like trying to give Rocco an option to pass because of all even though with all the pressure, and just a example of like Rocco's growth, and Rocco's puts it perfectly where Tyler Moore can get it.
both feet in, beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Man.
perfect. That's a perfect NFL catch right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't remember. Is
So,
it on the first down? Yeah, and then there was one here. Like we got the touchdown here, and it was Ben Bramer basically going up. Yeah, and he slam dunked. He basically looked like he just was slam dunking on a dude, like he was Blake Griffin.
Is it this one? Oh no. It's
on this
hold
drive.
on. It's on this drive. Oh yeah, it's the next play. Okay.
Yeah. But I will say, the uniforms are like, this is just a side note, but the uniforms are great. And here's the play.
Yes.
What do you do? Like you're the defender there. You have no shot of getting to that.
Yeah, perfect ball placement. It basically he was just look at this. Like, what are you even gonna? What can you even do? Mismatch. I think that's on a linebacker. Like you're not gonna stop that.
Yeah.
Like,
kind of lost the first step, and that was just kind of the theme for the day. Do we want to skip a little to the end of the first half because
yes.
This thing is a beauty. This thing is a beauty.
We gotta listen to the audio on this one.
To be with us at long last.
You hear the conversation right there. How much do you need?
Oh, you also might want to get past the timeout. Remember, because they iced them.
Say that again.
Yeah, after the timeout, because remember, South Dakota tried to ice Kyle Conardi.
Oh, right after the timeout. Correct. All right.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, right there would be perfect.
Okay.
Time record for length is 58. So he would eclipse that by 5 full yards. Out of Dubuque, Iowa, from 63. Oh, my God. Look out. Oh, my. Look out. History has been made.
That boy is a bad man.
Dude, I had no words when I saw that Campbell I put on Conradi attempt that. I was like, wait, we're actually attempting this, right? And then it just line drive just right down Main Street. That thing was perfect. I was right there because it was obviously towards the side of the student section, so we were all watching that. And when that thing went in, we were going nuts. And I mean, basically, we even got the context too of like the call as well in the post game interview, where basically was just Matt Campbell saying, "F it, let's do it," because he trusted Kyle Conardi. I love seeing that, like, a bit of personality out of Matt Campbell. And I mean, there was even a good shot of Campbell just smiling after that. So, and this is great. This is great for Kyle Conardi's confidence. I mean, it's a 63-yarder. You get it. If not, it's whatever. But, like, the fact he nailed that, and I think that could have been good from, like, 67, 70. I mean, 67.
I mean, probably at least 67. I mean, he had the leg for at least 67.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even I'm just at a loss of words, dude.
Yeah. Some Iowa fans were hate watching this, and when they saw this, they just got just a blank face of just like, oh shit, not again.
Yeah, they remember those surrender cobras that they were in. I
Forever.
love it.
No, that's forever my favorite thing about last year's game, and boy, I'm ready for it. But yeah, 27-7 in the first half, and just from there, really didn't need to do too much. I mean, we even put in Alex Mansky, and I will say Alex Mansky had a pretty good showing. Now, I had wondered where Connor Mobley was, and it turned out that Connor Mobley was a bit banged up during fall camp, and he was out. So Alex Mansky stepped up to backup QB, and Mansky had some good moments. He had some good moments during the game.
He did for sure. We can take a look at those if you want.
No, I think we're good. I think this first half. Yeah. I mean, there's so much we could talk about, but I mean, I might watch the full game after like we're done here. So,
right,
because I guess it turns out that somebody on Twitter marked the fact that they saw me. I'm like, oh great, because there were a few times where you had seen me and like my group of buddies at the game. So I was like, all right, I got to figure out when. I just need to see this for myself.
Right. All right. Well, there were some things that happened. First, as we always do, we are going to take a look around the Big 12.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Big 12. I mean, I'll just say this. It's not exactly the start that you want when it comes to bettering your perception within the Power Four, because boy. We're going to start, I guess, with Thursday with Nebraska at Cincinnati. We even have that. UCF having to survive against Jacksonville State, so that's not looking good. And I mean, it sounds like UCF being projected to be one of the bottom teams in all the Power Four, so not fun. Oklahoma State taking care of business against UT Martin. I really don't have much. And Houston as well, shutting out Stephen F. Austin. Can't say I can say too much, but it looks like I would think Houston should be a bit better this year under Willie Fritz. And Oklahoma State, I don't know. Like, I'm not too sure what to gauge around them, because I know some people are saying like they're still going to trust Gundy. Others are saying not to. So I don't know. Oklahoma State's just, I don't know how bad they're going to be. So I expect them to be like middle of the pack or bottom feeder. So
yeah, I don't know if I can trust Gundy this time, because this roster is usually his rosters are a lot more loaded with talent, but I don't see it, man. And Haas Hedgney, the starter, broke his foot, so he's going to be out, I Bleav, 5 to 6 weeks. So Zane Flores will be the starter. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll have to check back in on them in like 5 weeks and 6 weeks, see where they're at.
Yep. And then for Houston, is that Connor Wegman?
Yep.
I feel like I've heard that name before. I don't remember from where, but yeah, Houston.
He was the prize recruit for Texas A&M.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I forgot that A&M was looking to recruit him. So,
yep,
pretty cool. And I mean, Houston, I'm looking at them as possibly a team that can be a little better in the conference under Willie Fritz. And I mean, their schedule, it's actually, I would say, it's pretty solid. I'm not we'll have to just see how it goes. But I mean, yeah, they get Rice, and Rice is looking to be an underrated G5 team. And then they get Colorado, and we'll get to Colorado in a minute, and then Oregon State. But I mean, we got to talk about this Nebraska-Cincy game.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna look at the box score real quick and really take more of a deep dive into this game. Yeah, man. So you see, Dylan Raiola, 33 of 42, for 243 and 2 touchdowns. But let's take a look at Cincinnati, because I felt like Cincinnati was. I don't know about you, but don't you feel like they still felt sort of a little bit lackluster? Because like I just and then like you look at their situational like decisions. Like I don't understand why you wouldn't like try and go for overtime. Instead, you make a really bad throw. Like I don't get
Yeah,
it.
coaching malpractice is just something that irks me. And whenever I see something that's so simple, that should be so simple, and I get the thought process. There's probably a lot more that goes into the decision on the field that I would ever know. But I've seen enough football to where certain things make sense in certain situations, and other things do in other situations. Yeah, I mean, and in the situation here, yeah, I would give overtime, even give yourself a chance to win this game, but you just make a really bad throw. And I think rushing wise, Nebraska or Cincy was actually not doing too bad. I mean, Sorsby was just what was that, almost 100 yards rushing that he had. So
Yeah.
why not keep letting Sorsby run all over the field and give him some like design runs or something like that if he was producing, because he only had 69 passing yards.
Yeah, 69 passing yards the whole game is not going to get it done. I don't know if him rushing for 100 yards a game is the ideal way to win games, especially if he is the one that's gaining 100 yards. But I think the key for this game is just they had 2 turnovers and they got killed in time of possession. And those things will kill you.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, win is going to be a big flex for Nebraska, because I mean, Nebraska, they're hoping to finally get back to like what they like. I mean, trying to get back to national relevance and try to finally crack the ceiling of getting back into contending for conference titles, and perhaps maybe going to the college football playoff. And Dylan Raiola looks to continue his development into his sophomore year.
Yeah, they look like a trendy pick in the Big Ten to make the playoff. We are going to look at the other results in the Big 12. Um, 1 second.
Yeah.
It was wacky. I will tell you that. All right, and then we have on Friday we have uh, Kansas at home, 40-67 over Wagner. Jalen Daniels looking sharp, 18 and 25, 280 for 4 touchdowns, and I Bleav his Earl Henderson Jr., a transfer in from Alabama, six receptions, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Okay. This is one of those games where you're not going to really be able to take too much because Kansas isn't exactly playing the toughest competition. So this is just like another game where Kansas just comes in, flex their might over a perceivably inferior team, and just comes out there and stomps on somebody just to get some confidence in the team before they really have to hit the high gear that is Big 12 play. Because who is Kansas? Like, I'm going to take a look. Oh, Missouri, the border war. Yeah,
Yes.
they want to get some confidence before the border war that's going to be on. Yeah, that's going to be like at 2:30 this coming up Saturday. So just get some confidence with that, and as long as you're healthy for that, then maybe, just maybe, Kansas has a shot.
Yes, and then probably the premier game of the Big 12 slate this weekend. We had Auburn beating Baylor at on the road, getting a road win at Baylor, 38-24.
Man, this was just Baylor. They were just right there, but they could never get the lead. And I mean, Baylor was looking really good in this game, but just could not close the gap. And Auburn eventually was able to pull away. And this was a big game for the Big 12 media perception as a whole. If they had won this game, this would have done so much for the national perception of the Big 12, and it's just so fortunate that Baylor just fell short. And another team that fell short, and I mentioned and I alluded to this, coaching malpractice. Colorado fell to Georgia Tech in Boulder, 27-20. That last drive just okay. The last drive is one thing. Another thing that drove me crazy was how you had 3 turnovers in the first quarter, and you didn't get up at least 2 possessions on them. Like, are you kidding? You didn't even get a field goal out of after you got that touchdown. You didn't even get a field goal out of the next 2. So that drove me crazy. And then your last drive, you had 2 timeouts and a minute to go, and Coach Deion Sanders chose not to use his timeouts, waste so much clock, and then you try to throw a Hail Mary like he did against the Baylor game last year, and that just drove me nuts. I'm like, I hate when coaches who are paid to do these things don't have the common sense to understand that you have timeouts for a reason. What are you holding them for?
It makes no sense, Cody. I don't get that either.
Oh, so bad. And that, I think, was that was such a winnable game. But now, I don't know. But, I mean, I was at this Colorado game, I think, at least for Iowa State, this thing can look winnable because now you see that Salter isn't exactly the best QB, isn't exactly a great, a replacement for Shooter. But we'll have to see before we get to that road trip in Boulder. But we'll have to see how Salter develops. But as of right now, I think Colorado's a winnable game. And I think all these games, we'll have to wait on TCU on Monday when they take on North Carolina. But as of right now, the Big 12, I think, is Iowa State's to lose. Because if we go to Saturday, there are there's a few more Big 12 results that we need to discuss.
Yes, so Arizona State, they win 38-19 over Northern Arizona, but we got to talk about the one that basically was the talk of Big 12 Twitter. Kansas State holds on and survives 38-35 at home, gets a scare from North Dakota a week after Farmageddon. Man, what were your thoughts coming into this one?
I was not really watching this game because I think I was watching LSU Clemson, but no, I was actually tuning in. And I look and I just see at one point North Dakota was up on Kansas State late in the fourth quarter. I'm like, no. Are you serious, Kansas State? Are you really gonna have this bad of a hangover from Ireland, and you're really gonna be 0-2 overall? If Kansas State had lost this game, I don't know how many people would be calling for dude. I don't know how much Kansas State Twitter would be calling for Chris Kleiman's head.
I mean, they are not. I have a lot of Kansas State followers. Man, they are not a happy bunch right now. I don't know what that was. They have an issue defensively. Offensively, they'll be fine. Avery Johnson was great. But man, I don't know. This K-State team is interesting. I mean, they got Army next week. The key word, they should be able to handle Army because Army lost to Tarleton State at home in overtime. So I mean, man, it's going to be interesting to see. The game that I'm worried about for them is that night game against Arizona. That could be a tricky one, depending on how Arizona looked. These next 2 results, not really. Texas Tech, not really too important. Texas Tech won 67-7 over Arkansas Pine Bluff. West Virginia, even though turning the ball over, I Bleav 4 times, ended up they had trouble a bit in the first half, but they reeled off 35 straight points in the second half to pull away 45-3. BYU winning with a nice score, a very, very nice score, 69-0. And
memes, dude, there were so many memes about BYU winning 69-0. Like, my God, there was obviously you had to. Well, yeah, but then there was jokes saying it's is this a violation of the BYU honor code?
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Those are my favorite because I'm like, oh my God. So you had just kicked off. So you had kicked off Jake Retzlaff off the team for having sex, and then you proceed to put a nice score onto the Portland State.
Didn't he have like a 69-yard touchdown run?
Yes, he did. The jokes right this. I saw it, like,
Oh
no
my
way.
gosh.
BYU scored 69 and a former BYU quarterback having a 69-yard touchdown run.
Oh my goodness.
You just we have this stuff like this. College football is back. This is what I'm here for.
I'm here for it all, man. Arizona gets an easy win at home over Hawaii, 40-6, and Utah goes on the road in the Rose Bowl to win 43-10. And like you said, of course, TCU and North Carolina play tomorrow night. So make sure to tune in tomorrow night to see TCU North Carolina. So now we're done with the Big 12. Bro, let's take a look at just the national slate because there were some surprising results. We're gonna look at the top 25, of course. Let's get into it. Obviously, we see Virginia Tech and South Carolina right now. A very, very weird score, 10-5. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm low key am going like I'm low key rooting for South Carolina because right now I got and we know Chris Williams is somewhere rooting for Carolina because he's got family ties.
Right.
But, I think Shane Beamer is definitely like one of my favorite coaches right now in all of college football. That dude is just fun to watch, coach.
Yeah, definitely.
And then later on at 6:30 we have the infamous Catholic First Convicts game of Notre Dame Miami.
Yep, Notre Dame is a 2.5-point favorite, 49.5 over under. So yeah,
I'm curious to see how what is going to be like coming into it, like, and how this play out. Like if Notre Dame was like, I think the expectation, Notre Dame's expecting to win, but Miami, I don't know what to expect because Miami is probably going to Miami. They're even if they win this game, they're probably like I still need to see them actually like get over like the hump and actually win a dang conference title.
Well, look, they'll be able to prove it against a team that had a surprising result. But let's go to Thursday. This is probably a shocking result, but you need to watch for USF this year. Alex Golish and the Bulls actually put B to A over Boise State 34-7, which sort of further proves that it looks like Boise State was all Ashton Genty.
And where I'm I'm gonna not jump to that. Like I know people are saying that, but I said it too. I'm hoping, I'm thinking this may be a fluke, but if this really was just shown that last year's Boise State was all Ashton Genty, it's crazy because it looks like Max Matson did not have like a very efficient day. Was that 25 of 46 for 225 and a touchdown? Just not an efficient day out of Max Matson. That's not what you want to see. And then Friday you had Illinois taking care of Western Illinois 52-3, so not much there. Luke Allmeyer, pretty solid. And then we get the big new kickoff at the shoe. The reigning defending national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes, welcoming in Arch Manning and the number 1 ranked Texas Longhorns in a 1v3 matchup. And I Bleav this is the first time in however many long years that you open the season with a preseason top 3 matchup or something like that. I don't remember what.
It was something like that, or it was the first of its kind, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, but this was, I saw that, the meme of people calling the Iowa State Kansas game sloppy in the first half.
Yep.
What the energy is it should be the same for this. I'll be honest, because it's I get it, 2 elite teams, but come on, I would expect more than 7 points in one half, in perfect conditions too, on turf.
Yeah, you think so, man, but I will say that the key to this game is that Ohio State's defense stepped up big time. Texas had a few chances in the red zone, and Texas just could not finish there. It was a amazing feat by the by the Buckeyes, and now Buckeyes get a huge win at home.
Yeah, and I mean like, and I think I heard that like Texas only allowed one pass play more than 20 yards, and it was the 40-yard bomb to Carnell Tate for that for the Ohio State touchdown, and that was crazy because he basically caught it twice. Caught initially, and it gets bounced like it's juggling like it's in the air, just flying in the air, and then Carnell Tate catches it the second time and on the ground. So what a grab! And I mean that was the difference because Texas really played a really good game. Didn't really allow too many explosive plays, but the one explosive passing play they allowed, that was the difference maker. And in
Right.
those kinds of games, one explosive play can make the difference.
Definitely. As you saw, Penn State handled business at home by 35 points over Nevada. Another one that was a really, really good one that went down to the end. LSU getting a huge win on the road over Clemson, 17-10, proving that they are the real Death Valley.
Yeah, and I think I was able to. Yeah, this game was just like another defensive slugfest because, I mean, both defenses came to play.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean LSU. I think the more shocking thing was LSU's defense. Like they spent the most money in the portal this year. They basically portaled almost their entire defense besides like Harold Perkins and a few other guys. But that
Yeah,
defense looks really really nasty.
yeah, and I believe they also had hired a new defensive coordinator. I don't remember the name, but they brought in LSU brought in new defensive coaches, and it looks like as a result there, I think things are getting better. And that was one of the weaknesses that LSU had last year was they could score on everybody, but they couldn't stop anybody.
Right.
So they had to really go and really dig deep into that, and clearly so far looks like it's paid out against what is expected to be a playoff contender in the Clemson Tigers, Kate Klubnik. So yeah, great win for LSU and a great win for Brian Kelly to open the season.
Yeah, it's his first win in a few tries at LSU. This is his first opening week win at his time in his time with the Tigers. Uh, we're going to look at these other results. They don't really matter. We knew that obviously Georgia 45-7 over Marshall, Oregon 59-13 over there, but we got to talk about this Florida State Alabama game. Florida State, a shocking 31-17 win over Alabama. Cody, what were your thoughts on this one?
So okay, so me and my buddy, like, so everybody, so they have put this game on, just like whenever like the Iowa State game was like in a break or something, they would tune into the Alabama Florida State game, and I think 90% of the student section was cheering for Florida State because we all simply hated Alabama. A few people I knew were actually cheering for Alabama, so it was kind of fun to rub in the face and do the tomahawk chop right in their face when Alabama went down. And boy, oh boy, things are not off. Things are not looking great for Kalen DeBoer's Alabama right now. I believe this is the fourth loss in 14 games to an unranked team, and Florida State, that 2-10 season looks to be just to be a memory, like that just to be a fucking road bump.
Yeah, I mean, and with the way Florida State looks now, they play Miami in 3 weeks. So I mean, hey, the ACC might be a lot more interesting than what we thought. If Florida State is like this, I'm like it's either Florida State is really, really good or Alabama is really stinky. And I mean, Ty Simpson just looked lost out there. I mean, I don't know if they're gonna stick with him or go with the freshman, but that did
Yeah.
not look good at all. And just for the first time, Alabama looks human because they got dominated in the offensive line and defensive line. They gave up over
Yeah.
200 yards rushing. Like,
Yeah.
this does not look like an Alabama team that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, and then Tommy Castellanos, the former Boston College quarterback, started his first game at Florida State, and he looked not too bad. I think they found an answer with Tommy Castellanos.
Yeah, they found out Thomas Castellanos. And remember, if you remember his quote in the summer, he said that he told Alabama, he said that Saban ain't here to save you. He stood on what he said, and bro got the win. So I can respect that.
Yeah. So that's a great win for Florida State, and I think like rejuvenated from going 2-10 and being like just in the dumpster of college football to now possibly putting yourself back in the playoff picture. That's huge for Florida State.
Definitely. And of course we're gonna look at Florida. Florida, DJ Lightweight looks good. He got taken out in the first half, but Florida gets a win over Long Island 55-0. Bryce Underwood looked impressive in his debut. They ran the ball. Justice Haynes, 159 yards and 3 touchdowns. Michigan wins 34-17 at home. And John Mateer, 30 or 37 for 392 and 3 TDs, 35-3 win over there. And Texas A&M pulls away from UTSA 42-24. And Indiana, they sort of struggle with Old Dominion, but hey, we'll see how they are in a few weeks when they get to conference play when they open up with Illinois. So that is the national spot. That is the national stuff for you this week. Cody, we you got any closing remarks? Like what's your overall thought of this week?
I think this was a pretty fun. Like this was actually a fun week of college football. I mean, obviously you get the feeling that yes, we are officially back. College football is so back, and this is like one of my favorite times of the year because I mean, college ball is just it hits different, and you just get so many like different like teams going around. You get to watch like some like lower tier teams pull off an upset. Like you get the upsets. I mean, we had that with Florida State beating Alabama, and then you had an almost upset with North Dakota nearly winning it in Manhattan against the Kansas State Wildcats, which would have really like put Kansas State in a bad spot because I mean, somebody had mentioned like the curse of the Irish. You know the luck of the Irish. That's what Iowa State have, but you almost have the curse of the Irish because imagine if North Dakota had won against Kansas State. People might think that Kansas State may go on the same track as Florida State last year because Florida State lost in Ireland and they proceeded to go 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
That might have been really just bad for the morale of the Kansas State fan base. I mean, those are So yeah, that's all I really have. So I'm here for another year of college football. This is gonna be should be fun, and I mean there are a lot more matches down the line. I mean, obviously tonight and then tomorrow, but we're here now, and we're going all strong until January.
And of course, before we go, we are going to give a thank you to FanDuel for being a sponsor. With that, I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to take out a few live bets for a few games. We're just going to look at the live bets. This is just going to be a quick little segment. But here, I'm sharing my screen. We're going to take a look at this. And here is a parlay that you can play tonight for Notre Dame versus Miami. Oh, shoot. Let me go back up.
Yep. Yeah,
all right.
There we go. So break down this parlay here. It would be Notre Dame money line, Notre Dame first half winner, so they would be in the they would have the lead heading into halftime. You have a tie in the first quarter, and then and it looks like we're going with the over. So I think I can definitely see the over happening. A tie, maybe zeros, maybe, and then but that first half winner, I don't know because I'm thinking how this game's go. Miami's going to come out feeling good. Carson Beck might get some stuff early, and they're going to have the halftime lead because you had the home crowd, whatever. But I think Notre Dame will find a way to win ultimately in the end. But I just think, I might have to do some stuff. But I mean, feel bold, then yeah. And I'll tell you this right now, just real quick. I put in a parlay on FanDuel for a conference champions. It's not looking good right now, just given how week one went.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about FanDuel is that FanDuel will give you, I believe, second chance promos, I believe. So we're going to look at some of the promotions. Here are some of the promotions right here that you can have. You can get for the NFL for new customers. If you bet $5, you get $300 if you win. You get a 50% MLB profit boost. You have a college football profit boost where you get a 50% profit boost token to use any wager for Virginia Tech and South Carolina or Notre Dame Miami. And then there's one for TCU North Carolina. There are tons of stuff. They have a $2 million jackpot if you want to bet or NFL no sweat for Cowboys Eagles. I'll be tuned into that. That's going to be the NFL is going to be coming back for us. So I mean, really, with FanDuel, you can do anything that you want. With if you know ball with FanDuel, go ahead and make money. All right, guys. We are going to end it here today on the Bleav in Iowa State podcast. As always, we like to give a shout out to FeedSpot for nominating us as a top 40 most listened to podcast overall in the state of Iowa and a top 15 most listened to sports podcasts in the state of Iowa. You can also find Cody and I on Twitter. I can be found at Side Tie Guy. Cody can be found at Fomac Campbell. So yeah, and then also find us on social media. Here are our 6 forms of social media: YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitch. So I don't know. Do you have any other closing thoughts, Cody?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm just ready to hit the road, and this is going to be a really fun week, and we're going to be really active social media because it's iHawk week. So yeah, look out for our stuff there.
Look out for our stuff there. It's hate week. I'm trying to get in contact with the Bleav in Iowa guy, but look out for a joint Cyhawk pod with the Bleav in Iowa podcast guys. There's 3 of them, so we should be able. We're going to be hosting him this time on StreamYard. So make sure to stay tuned for that, and that's it for the Bleav in Iowa State podcast. For Tyler Carter,
for Cody Vanciolo,
this is the Bleav in Iowa State podcast. Roll clones, baby.
The Cyclone State.
Yes, sir.